guys, or welcome to another layout. Now I'm going to start off with the preface here. I'm going to let you know I actually did this layout for a rainbow hop that was on Saturday, and I do not know what happened. I have no idea. It was a hop that was put together by Cass from Crazy Craft Obsession, and I don't know what I did, but I've loaded up the wrong video on the wrong day or something. So here it is anyway. It's a predominantly, the color was blue, and I just went to town with mixed media products and I had a blast, and I absolutely loved how it turned out, to be quite honest. So I'm going in with the TCW gesso. I clear gessoed my paper to start with, but that is actually the TCW texture paste. I love that texture paste. Now I have always clean your stencils every time, as soon as you use them. If you use texture paste, clean your stencils straight away. If you can't clean them, have a tub of water somewhere close and pop it into there so it doesn't dry hard. Now, this is one of my little fine tip bottles, and I have figured out that I like using the LYNDYS Magicals with this form of application because it allows me to get a tiny bit to come out, and I get lots of color explosion without using lots and lots of product that then it's just so overwhelming there's no control. I know that sounds a little crazy. I know it's that kind of product. You know, I love mess. I love all that sort of stuff. I love all the mixed media. I'm the type of scrapbooker that I can either get super messy or just use papers. You know, I can go both ways. This, I've got to let you know, I really, deep down, I truly love getting messy. But with the LYNDYS Magicals, I prefer to try and have it in a more controlled way. So this is my way of using them, and I love it. Now, I pulled out, this is an All and Create stamp number 349. I love it. I'm just dampening the edges, and I'm using the Distress Oxide Color Blueprint Sketch. Now, I don't use Blueprint Sketch very often, I'll be honest with you. I don't know why I don't, but I sort of always lean more towards the broody, darker colours, or the super bright ones. Now, this, it wasn't a super success putting the stamp into the LUNAR paste on this layout. I don't know whether it's because it was too thick, it was too thin, or this particular stamp that I was using it's a little bit too intricate to do it. I'm not sure, but look, it's okay. I've still got the blue LUNAR paste down, but what I decided to do in the end, I sort of dried it off a little bit. Sorry about the sun there, guys. I have like 10 or 15 minutes in the afternoon where the sun is shining in my window behind me. And in winter, it's great, but it's not the best for videoing. Just throw it out there. So instead of worrying about that, I just come in with my black, it was the VERSAFINE ONYX black ink, and I just stamped the stamp and went through like that. So now see how I've put the LYNDYS Magicals down. I've put a little bit of water on there, and I'm just guiding with my watercolor brush. I'm just guiding where I want it to be, maybe add a little bit more water to it. That's all I'm really doing with my brush. So you can really see, just by tapping this bottle, you get a tiny little bit come out each time. Now, those bottles I actually bought from Crafts Online. You can pick them up all over the place, but these are the ones that have the metal tip on them, and you get the tiniest little bit come out. It's pretty much, you know, when you buy the other kind of magical sort of powders, I don't even know what the other brands are called. I don't have any, but some of them come in a little dispensing bottle like that, and that's when I thought maybe I could do that with these. And I personally think it gives me a little bit more control over where and how much powder comes out. And for me, that way I'm not wasting the product either. Look at that sun. Isn't that annoying? So this particular blue I pulled out and it wasn't quite the right blue, so I just went over it with the Blueprint sketch, let that dry, and that way it all matched. I have a matchy thing, especially when I'm using half a dozen blue textures. I like some of it to match. Now this particular cardstock, it was just out of my scrap bin. It was nothing. I tried to use some of the Happy Days collection, but there was nothing in there that really sort of grabbed my attention. So I just tore the edges and, you know, it goes together and it looks fine. So I was really happy with how this turned out, to be honest. To be completely honest with you, I absolutely love it. Sorry, I needed a mouthful of a drink then. We had AFL today and all sorts of things. So we were busy beavers. It was crazy weekend. We've had gymnastics, we've had AFL. Ange won her game. Jen did really well. She got a couple of personal best scores at her comp on Saturday, which was really good. Didn't place, but you know what? That is the nature of the beast, unfortunately, when it comes to gymnastics and girls. It's like you've got 10,000 girls and you've got 3 medals. That is literally how it feels. You have got to be something extraordinary to get on that podium. Like, you really do. And I mean, Jen is amazing. She does an amazing job. You know, so she does fantastic. Speaking of fantastic, by the way, I've just stamped with my VERSAFINE black ONYX black ink, and I've just stamped my butterflies and I'm just sticking them down so that while I'm waffling. Talk about fantastic. Ange had a blinder of a game. She had the most amazing game. It was so good. What I'm using here, guys, is the MOONDUST Stickles gel, and I'm just adding some sparkles to my butterflies. They looked a little bit flat because I did them with the oxide. So yeah, so Ange had a really good game. She got into a couple of really good tackles and she kicked the ball. She was lined up she could have gone for the goal, but she knew her abilities and she didn't want to wreck it for the team, so she kicked it over to someone else that she knew would get it. So, you know, that's still in the scheme of playing things right. She still did the right thing. But yeah, she had a blinder and we got a couple of really good photos. Her coach, Watto, she actually has the most amazing camera. You guys would be jealous. I am jealous. Like, I look at her camera and just go, oh, I just want it is beyond anything I would ever be able to afford, honestly. And the photos are just amazing. Now, apologies if you do hear my dogs bark. Both Taylor and Angela are out at the moment, and they're both going to come home at separate times. So Angela's gone to watch her boyfriend play his game. Unfortunately, he didn't win, but they were up against a hard team as well, which is what Angela's been up against the last 2 weeks in a row. Cooperoo, they're almost a Div 1 team, so it's kind of a bit hard. But you know what? They take it on the chin. They win some, they lose some. They learn to be flexible. They learn that you don't always win and not everyone gets a sticker. You know, that's the kind of, which is great because I think that makes for a very humble, broad-shouldered adult. Basically, that is what I would like to, that's how I'd like to put it out there. Now, I've gone through and I've just glued down some little sprinkly stars because they were blue, and I thought, you know what? I don't use these kind of blue stars very often, so I pulled them in. Now, as per usual, if I do something and it looks really bad, I leave it in and I show you how I fix it. Or if I do something and I stuff it up, I leave it in for you. So if you're new to my channel, that is also what I do. Now, I pulled out my Posca paint pens because I thought, hey, haven't used them for a while. Guess what? They don't last forever. So this particular blue, this is my dark blue, and it was being painful, and it was not flowing. It was awful. To be completely honest, it was terrible. So I endeavored to persist. As you can see up in the top right corner there, it was coming out, but it wouldn't flow through the nib. It was just killing me. Now, looking at that looks, I'll call it for what it is. It looks bloody awful. I'll just say it here and now. It's awful. I don't like it. So I pulled out some of my, this is actually the next morning. I came back to it. I went, just walk away, Karen, just walk away. So I pulled out some paint. Now this is the Joe SONJAS Art Colors. This is Parisian Blue Hue. It's super dark, and it's dark for a reason, so it goes over the top of that Posca paint pen. I'm just using a makeup sponge, and I'm just making a nice thick coat to cover it over. Look at that. The whole thing's not ruined. No one has to cry. It's okay. I did have to just walk away for a bit, you know, to just walk away. I think it was because this particular day I had done like three layouts, 3 videos and 3 voiceovers in one hit, and then I was doing this one, and this layout came together so quick, and I knew I needed it for Saturday, so I don't know what I was thinking. And I did this like on Tuesday, and even though it was late, I was still there. So what I'm actually going to do is, in the description of this video, I'm actually going to grab the playlist from the Hop group, and I will link everyone who did play along in it, and I'll put them in the description so that you guys can check them out as well. And you know, I mean, I do this. Look, sometimes I hit it right out of the park and it's amazing, and then there's sometimes I have too many balls in the air, and I'm juggling way too many balls in the air. So I had quite a bit going on last week, so this one unfortunately just did not get up there, which was very frustrating, but that's okay. So I had my father-in-law last week. I had, what else do I have? Oh, my bestie's down from Mackay, so I was catching up with her and her partner. And what else was I doing? I can't remember. So what I decided to do with this border is do something a little bit different, and I'm doing my dots and dashes, but I'm sort of jutting them in and out, so it kind of gives you like a patchwork sort of look on the outside border. So I thought that would look really cute. So it did come together, and I did fix it, so it was okay. Now I do have a full list of everything below. If you are wanting, maybe you like that blue, maybe you like the magicals, maybe it's, you know, there might be something in there that you like and you would like to find it in your shop or in a local store to you. And yeah, I'll have that all listed below. What else am I going to tell you? School holidays at the end of this week. Yes, I can't wait. So excited. I love having my kids home, which if you've been around for 5 minutes, you will have heard me say that many, many times. I love having my kids home and having them around me. You know, yes, they do their own thing, but I really do enjoy having them around, which is fantastic. So now I just added some white onto my antennaes of my butterflies. And then I used some liquid pearls. Did I write the colour down? Liquid pearls, did I write you down? No, I did not. I think it was periwinkle actually that I used on the butterflies. And I was going to come in there with the Pink Fresh Studio. You can see them off to the side there. I was going to use those because they were kind of my inspiration. This is what I'm going to use a lot of on this layout. And once I put the magicals down, it sort of took a slightly different blue direction. It went more of a bright sky blue, whereas initially I was thinking of that more icy blue. but that's okay. Now, this is how I'm creating my title for this one. I literally pulled out some more of that paint, and I left this right to the very end, because if it's not dry, you're going to mess it. You're going to put your hand in it. Something's going to happen for sure, without question, guaranteed. So I called it Dream Big, and this stencil is amazing. It's a darkroom door medium stencil, and this one's called Smile, and I love it. It is so good. I love me some words, some stenciling, some numbers. I love all that sort of stuff, and I really like how I didn't add any extra words to this. It was the stamps and the stencils that did all the heavy lifting for me, which was fantastic. So here you go, guys. Enough of my rambling and waffling now. This is the close-up for you. Let me know if you like it, if you hate it. And apologies to Cass that I didn't get this up on Friday. But like I said, I will link everybody in the description below. And you can click on their link and it will take you over to their videos. And you can check them out as well. So thank you so much for watching. And if you got value out of this video, if you saw something that you might try, hit the like button. Let me know what it is you liked, what you didn't like. Let me know, and I get back to everybody as quickly as I can. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I will chat to you again soon. Bye for now.